Hey everybody, welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining me. This is day 2 of the Change Your Life Now series. We're going to talk about committing to yourself. I'd like to open up with a short story from Les Brown that demonstrates why we wait so long to change. I absolutely love this and want to share it with you. Once upon a time, there was a gentleman walking down the street. He came across a house that had a man and a dog on the front porch. The dog, for some reason, was moaning and groaning. The gentleman who was walking by was curious about why the dog was moaning and groaning and why the man was just sitting there. So he asked him, "Hey, mister, what's wrong with your dog?" The man on the porch said, "He's laying on a nail." The man walking by was shocked. He asked, "Why doesn't your dog just get up?" The owner said, "Because it's not hurting him bad enough yet." Do you know some people who just like to moan and groan? They complain about the problem, but they refuse to take actions to solve it. Don't allow yourself to be stuck on a nail. Do something about your situation. You have greatness within you. It's not enough to complain. One must correct. Get up. It's your time. You have got to be hungry. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Don't allow yourself to get comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. There is greatness within you. Les Brown. What keeps us from committing to ourselves? Why do we continuously think about what we could do, what we should do, what we could be, and then we just sit there? So today, commit to yourself. Stop letting your old wounds write your new chapters. How hungry are you for change? Are you hungry enough to walk away from the perceived comfort of the known? Are you hungry enough to let go of relationships that can't be taken where you're destined to go? Hungry enough to face criticism and potentially ridicule from those closest to you? Because that's the level of hunger that commitment requires. If at the first sign of discomfort, inconvenience, or challenge you want to give up, you haven't made the commitment. Make a contract with yourself. Put it in writing. I would say get it notarized, but you look a little crazy and I'm not even sure that's legal. Are you willing to sacrifice the old you? Hold a funeral for the version of you that got you here but won't get you there. This can be painful, but so is sitting on the nail. The version of you with the old beliefs, old lack of motivation, the time-wasting habits, and need for outside approval can't come with you. The discomfort and pain of becoming carries the promise of transformation and the potential of a better future. Choose your pain. Feel your hunger. Make the commitment. The pain and discomfort of sitting on the nail guarantees that the pain will continue. Get uncomfortable enough to commit to yourself that you're all in. Come hell or high water, you are pursuing what matters to you. No compromise, no excuses. When it gets hard and you want to cry, cry. Then get yourself together, wash your face, keep going. Don't betray yourself into accepting less because it's easier, because it's going to take a lot of effort to achieve your dreams. The time will pass either way. In 5 years, you can still be sitting on the nail, moaning about your life and waiting for someone else to fix it. Or you can be standing in your new reality, overflowing with radiance, with the sense of accomplishment and fulfillment that this journey has produced within you. You'll be shining like a lighthouse, a beacon of hope for all the naysayers and nail-sitters of the world. Living, breathing proof that it is possible. More importantly, you're no longer settling for mediocre, but you're standing in your power, the result of your steadfast commitment to you. I'm sharing this from the place of a person whom, when they first asked, "Are you still stupid?" I jumped up, raising my hand like the kid in class who may just explode if the teacher doesn't call on them. "Pick me! Pick me!" After 3 years of absolute focus on building my resources, getting myself to the best place I had been in my adult life, I signed up for the advanced course in overgiving, the doctorate degree level of learning your lesson for the final time. I spent the next few years overinvesting in the growth of several people who had no interest in changing. They had a history of poor life choices, and I was under the impression that they were in a position where they had enough and were ready to make changes. So, here I came. I wanted to help. The reality was, they wanted their situation to change, but they didn't want the discomfort of having to actually change their behavior. So my dumbass went and poured my energy into them and neglected my personal boundaries. Keep in mind they were young boundaries at this point, and I acted too soon. I knew better, but I also wasn't ready to do better. So I got the gift of experiencing complete ruin from my overgiving. The emotional, mental, physical, and financial foundation that I had worked so hard to build for myself, I piddled away trying to save others. In a matter of a few years, I had napalmed my new empire. You may be asking, how is this a gift? Well, because the version of me speaking to you right now is not soft on those boundaries anymore. I am steadfast in my commitment to myself. I'm investing in me first. I know that when I invest in myself, there is always a return on that investment. I invest in other people, and more often than not, there's a negative return that gets taken out of my hard work and diligence. No more. It's when we finally get pissed off at ourselves, yes, ourselves, that this stops. We can be pissed off at other people all day long and be frustrated because they won't change. And all we have done is put all of our power and ability to choose our reality into the hands of someone who likely has no interest in trying to make anything better for you because they're not even willing to try and make anything better for them. People want the return on investment but aren't willing to put anything in to begin with. You know what the return is on 0% investment? Damn straight. Nothing. You know what the return is on a 100% investment in someone else's growth? Potentially negative. You could easily end up in the hole, having to cover the loss for someone else's lack of interest. If you invest 100% in you, then you control the results. You are putting your energy into you, and that means that you have the absolute control over the outcome. When you finally get pissed off enough that you say, I will never be in this position again, from pouring into other people that end up being an investment in a black hole that leaves you holding the bill, bearing the burden, damaged and depleted, you have graduated with your doctor's degree in overgiving. People can't take what you don't give. Some people will take what you offer and anything else they can get from you, but you're wasting your resources if they're not interested in changing their behavior. If you really want to help others, be an example of what behaviors it takes to create lasting change. The beautiful result is that your life has changed. You've established long-term stability for yourself, and now you know that you aren't just going to give it away again. The phrase, easy come, easy go, is simple and yet profound. Ever heard of a person who wins the lottery and then a few years later is more broke than they were before they won? They weren't ready. They didn't have what it takes to sustain wealth. They hadn't done the work to understand how to handle that much responsibility, and so it was taken from them. When we change in small increments, tweaking little parts of our daily habits, changing our mindsets to appreciate the effort we have invested in creating the success for ourselves, celebrate the small wins because these are the ones that will create the big wins. Our little daily moments where we choose ease over effort are the things that will make or break our ability to reach our chosen destination. Every time you rationalize to yourself that just this time you won't put that money in savings, just this time I won't do my workout, just this time I'm going to skip my healthy meal and have McDonald's, well, practice makes perfect, so we have to be mindful of what we practice. Associate yourself with the habits you are creating, as in, it's so like me to put money in my savings to provide myself with a financial security net. I love it when I protect myself. Remind yourself of this every time you tuck away a few more dollars into that safety net. Or, it's so like me to make sure that I feed my body well so that it can provide me with the energy I need to reach my goals. Remind yourself every time you pass up the drive-thru and give your body some actual nutrients from a balanced, healthy diet. On the flip side of that, whenever you practice the habits that you don't want to continue, disassociate yourself. It's so unlike me to grab McDonald's when I know it will just make me feel lethargic and upset my stomach. Or, it's so unlike me to skip my morning walk. I take care of myself and know that moving my body is important. I know better and I'm doing better. I'll get my walk in after work. It's so me. The effort you put into yourself cannot be taken and is never wasted. You may have a period of growth and then a fallback, but the fallback is just to tweak what you learned in your growth period and cement that lesson in your brain so that you say, I will never be in this position again. And then you rise farther and stronger. It's like pulling a bow back to shoot an arrow. Our times where we feel like we're losing ground are just shoring us up to make more progress. Faster, better, with more information, and for damn sure knowing we are not giving it away this time. Remember, it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. Read, study, learn, and then come to your own conclusions that work for you. Don't just buy the book, read it. Purchasing something does not create change anywhere but your bank account until you take the action to utilize the resource. I could have thousands of books in my house, but if I don't read them and take action on the new knowledge gained, there's no change. I just have more dusting to do. Same with gym equipment. Ever get in better shape just by buying a bunch of fitness equipment? You could have the world's finest home gym, but if you don't take the action of actually using the equipment, there's no change. Is your dream a commitment or a convenience? Keeping your commitment to yourself will require saying no to other people, other activities, and other potentially cool experiences. Celebrate having something so important in your life that you get to actually say no to some really cool stuff. Let go of the fear of missing out. Commit to your long-term dream, not the short-term cool thing. People in your life may not be as supportive as you would hope. They may use manipulation tactics to try and keep you stuck so they can stay in their comfort zone. When you commit to yourself, you have to be prepared for resistance from those around you. Be so firm in your desire to create better for you that you're willing to walk away from anything or anyone who consistently holds you back, weighs you down, or otherwise interferes with your progress. We can't hold on to where we are and move forward at the same time. Give yourself the approval and permission to invest in your dreams. The likely reason that you're meeting opposition is because these are the people you've been carrying burdens and responsibilities for, and they really don't want to have to take them back. Inner peace comes from 4 words. Not my fucking problem. No, really. Say it like you mean it. Not my fucking problem. When you drop the guilt over letting people deal with their own bullshit, it's easier to recognize what you are responsible for. You. Quit investing in places where people are happy to sit on a nail and whine for you to fix it for them, and move on. Not my fucking problem. Once we make a commitment, it's the follow-through that matters. Whether it's a job, a relationship, an entrepreneurial venture, a health routine, it's the consistent daily actions that create change. Reflect on your progress and adjust as needed. If we don't pause to check our trajectory along the way, a small bit off course here or there and we've missed our mark completely. A little information with the discipline to see it through by being consistent in your daily actions will transform your life. Don't rationalize sitting on the nail. Feel your hunger. Make the commitment. You are worth the energy and effort that you've been pouring into others. Don't talk yourself out of it. Stop letting old wounds write new chapters. Don't let the thief in your head steal your dream. Jim Rohn. There is greatness within you. Les Brown. There is greatness within you. Make a commitment to yourself today. Start by taking one small action that will build progress towards your dream, towards your goal. Sit down and figure out your why. What is your driving force behind this change? Is it powerful enough for you to commit to? If not, why not? What's holding you back? Identify your obstacles and then find a way to get rid of them. Envision yourself overcoming them. Get really creative about why you're not going to let anything stop you this time. And then make the commitment. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this helps. Come back tomorrow and we're going to cover discipline and see how we can make these new commitments, these new habits stick. I will talk to you soon.